Hi everybody, Trish with financeswithfunk.com. The tutorial that I'm doing today is how to make your own homemade all-natural lotion. We have in our family a few of us that have some skin allergies and just really sensitive skin, dry skin. So if any of you have ever had issues with eczema or just dry sensitive skin that you just can't do a lot of the perfumes and harshness of the chemicals that are in a lot of the lotions out there, you know that the all-natural lotions, the eczema creams, first of all, can be ridiculously expensive. And besides that, a lot of the chemicals that are in even the eczema cream are actually toxic chemicals. So if you read on the back of like your eczema cream, it says, you know, make sure, even the children's eczema cream says don't put in your mouth. Well, I don't know about you, but if I'm putting something on my 2-year-old that is something on their arm or their hands or something like that that's for eczema, chances are pretty good that it's going to end up in their mouth. So it occurred to me that there's got to be a way to be able to make your own types of all-natural with organic ingredients, lotions and soaps and some stuff like that. So what I want to show you today is truly how easy it is to make your own lotion, your body lotion, face lotion, whatever it happens to be, how easy it really is to do and how much money you can save by doing it. So what I have here is just a pot of water, and it's got hot water in it. The stove is on, so it is hot, and I'm just going to take a clear Pyrex jar or measuring thing, and I'm going to put it right in there. You can use any sort of vegetable oil that you have. Today, for this one, I'm going to use avocado oil. You can use a mixture. Sweet almond oil is fantastic in lotions. You can use regular olive oil that you have here in the house, vegetable oil, any sort of oil will work. Coconut oil. Your coconut oil is going to make a lot thicker of a cream because of the consistency of the coconut oil itself. But hemp seed oil, anything like that, you can use as your base for your oil. And so what you want is you want about just under a cup, 3/4 of a cup to a cup of your oil. So I'm going to pour this directly into my jar in the middle. And like I said, you definitely can use a mixture of whatever sort of oils that you want. So a lot of times you would use like some olive oil and some sweet almond oil or some jojoba oil and some avocado oil or something like that. I'm going to use avocado oil today because it's going to blend with the essential oil that I'm putting in. Just the base notes of it really last or really mix together well. And then the other thing I'm adding in here is just 2 tablespoons of shaved beeswax. That literally is all this is, just shaved beeswax. If you have a bee allergy, you can substitute, instead of using the beeswax, which you might have a reaction to, you can substitute and use a like an emulsifying wax. So in essence, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here and let this oil warm up to the point that it melts all the beeswax. So your only other natural ingredient is water. One key about your water is that you want to have it either distilled water or purified water. The less purified your water is, the more chance that your lotion will turn rancid. And it won't happen immediately, but the more purified that your water is, basically the longer shelf life you have in the lotion. Now remember, this is like any other all-natural thing that you're making. There's no preservative in it, which I think is fantastic, but it's not going to have a shelf life of 2 years. So you have to keep that in mind when you're making it. Make up enough for a month at a time, or if you're going to do a longer time frame than that, you're going to make up a bigger batch, then just keep a portion of it in the refrigerator and then it won't turn rancid like it would if you're just leaving it on your counter for a month. Now, after this is all done, you can store it in you can buy the empty pump bottles from any beauty supply store or anything like that. So it's really kind of up to you. A mason jar works perfect, and most of us have it in our house. So old lotion bottle, whatever you happen to have, you can absolutely store this stuff in. So the essential oil that I'm adding, this is a mixture, it's a custom mixture of coconut oil and lemongrass oil. It smells so good, super duper refreshing. So that's what I'm going to use as my essential oil mixture. This is going to take just a little bit to cook, but I want to talk about something else in the midst of it. You know, if you are used to buying like your after sun lotions that have like, or your aloe vera gel, something like that, you can basically do the same essences in your base oil, which is essentially pretty much the exact same. And then you can add your aloe vera liquid directly into it, and chamomile, lavender, these sorts of things, or a mixture of all three of them, is essentially exactly the same ingredients, but they're obviously not usually all natural, actual essential oils. But those specific oils are what's going to take the soothe and the irritation and the inflammation out of your skin. The lavender is a natural anti-inflammatory, and so is the chamomile. So those, especially to make it and have it in your, keep it in your refrigerator, so when you come in from the sunburn, or you have children that have sunburn, then you can smooth that right on the skin. It soaks straight in, and it's just super, super soothing on that burn. So we're almost to that point. I'm going to step away for just a second, let this finish mixing up and dissolving completely, and then I will grab the little emulsion blender and we'll finish the lotion. So my beeswax shavings and my oil, my base oil, the avocado oil that I use, are totally liquefied. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab this out of here. And just for ease and quickness in this process, you can see how liquidy this is, how all the beeswax has fully liquefied. I'm going to use an emulsion blender, and that just takes the process, that transferring process of blending that oil and water and really emulsifying the beeswax into a super quick process. If you don't have an emulsion blender, you can use a regular blender, or you can use a hand. It's going to take a little bit longer to be able to do, but you absolutely can do it. You don't need any new equipment. The only thing you may have to go buy that you probably don't already have in your house is the beeswax shavings, and you can get them from any health food store. And if you choose to add essential oils, you can. It's not even, absolutely, do not feel like you need to add essential oils to be able to just get the amazing properties that this lotion ends up being. So I'm going to take this. Actually, I think I'll add the water straight into here so you can see the process. So I'm going to pour my water in. Hopefully this doesn't overflow. I have a tendency to overflow things. Right, husband?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to move this over here. And basically you can watch this process. I'm being careful not to overflow. Theoretically, if you're doing this at home, use a beer bowl. There we go, we'll use this. So truly you just want to get it to the consistency where it's really, really well incorporated. It doesn't look like there's any separation at all, and it's going to be a milky white. As this cools is when it starts to thicken, is when that beeswax reaction causes that oil to thicken up. So this is the right consistency. It's milky white, it's all mixed together, and it's going to have to sit for a little while, and then in a few hours, then we'll have lotion. Now if you're going to add essential oils, you want to let it kind of sit and cool a little bit. So you want to finish the process and then let it cool a little bit. At that point in time is when you could add essential oils. You would want to do Probably in a batch this size, no more than about 20 to 30 drops of essential oils. Any more than that, don't just pour it in. Any more than that, you're really going to end up with a really strong scented lotion. With essential oils, a little bit goes a long way. So mix a little bit in if you're not sure how you're going to react to it or if you're going to like it. And then you can always add more. It's like adding coloring into something. You can always add more, little bits at a time, as it goes on. And that's it. That's how easy it is to make. Store it in a jar or something that you have already around the house is the best thing to do. And now you have all natural, organic, homemade lotion. So I wanted to show you what the finished product looks like. This I whipped for a second time, so it's completely cooled. I've added about 25, this is actually a double batch. I made a second batch because if I'm going to make it, I want to make enough for a while. I'll put half in a mason jar in the refrigerator and the other half I'll just leave in my bathroom on the counter in my dresser out of sunlight because that is going to turn it a little bit quicker. So I whipped it a second time with the emulsion blender, and you can just see how whipped and how creamy this lotion turned out to be. Smooths in super quickly. Here, Ty, come here. Come here. Okay, well, so it smooths in really, really creamy. It's a thick coating, but it doesn't leave a really greasy film on you.
You can do it to my back. What is it?
Lather. Boys don't like lather, apparently. Okay, so that's it. That's the extent of it. And I hope you thought that maybe it's something that you're willing to give a try to. Pretty easy to make. Super fun to be able to customize with whatever scents that you really like and need. And I hope it took a little bit of the guesswork out of it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.